guys, welcome back to another Far Cry 5 custom mod video. It's your friend Ed, and today we're taking a look at some new mods for Far Cry 5. One of them already talked about. It was the one that I did the preview video for. It's the Far Cry 5 Steve64B editor mod, which gives you like a bunch of new objects that normally are not available in the editor. We're looking at about 20,000 new objects, as well as a ton of new features, capabilities, and a ton of new NPCs that you can add to your mod, to your maps, excuse me, as well as a bunch of just little things that you can put on there. So this mod was released, I want to say yesterday. The mod itself can be picked up in the description below. I will leave a link for that mod and the other mod that we're talking about today, which is going to be a weapon FOV mod. I'll talk about that later, but for now let's talk about Steve64B's mod and how to install it. So you want to head over to Mod Nexus, create an account if you don't already have one, log in, download the mod, and it's very easy. It's going to come in a zip file that you can unzip using WinRAR or Windows Extractor. With that, you want to just drag the files over to your Far Cry 5 game directory, which you can just find in your program files or wherever you might have installed the game. Super quick, easy install. I'm going to do more videos about that mod, but for now, this is just to show you how to get it in there so you can play with it and mess around with it. The other mod is going to be the FOV mod for Far Cry 5 weapon view models. This one actually is pretty neat because in Far Cry 5, whenever you change your field of view in the game settings, the view changes. However, the actual gun model and your hand model stays the same. So you got these huge arms and guns blocking most of your screen, which I don't know why developers do that. I understand that on console they do that to save on memory, so whatever the gun and hands are covering doesn't get rendered. However, on PC, that's not really much of an issue, and maybe they do it for parity's sake so that it's all the same no matter what people are looking at. However, I really like to have smaller hands and weapon, or not smaller, I like to have the view, the field of view, not be so closed up on my hands whenever I'm playing a shooting game. With this mod enabled, you're pretty much looking at something comparable to Call of Duty 4 Pro Mod, or Call of Duty 4 in general. You play Call of Duty 4 on PC, you have probably a higher field of view. Pro Mod is mostly for the guys that do console, like guys that mostly play on console. They think of it as Pro Mod. So essentially the field of view on your weapon is closely going to match the field of view on your screen if you play with a higher field of view. However, if you don't play with a high field of view, you might want to keep this mod out of your game. This mod is installed the same way as you install Steve64B's mod. All you gotta do is download the files and then put them in your game directory. However, you gotta do that in your data folder, which I'm showing you on the screen right now. It's a huge file. It's about 7 gigabytes. You're essentially replacing the entire patch.data or dat and patch.fat. You're replacing the entire, almost like the game's content, a lot of the game's content, because the way this mod was created is the maker of this mod had to go through each weapon individually and change the field of view. Some of them he made them higher than others, so we're looking at about an option of 90 or 110, but there are a little bit of variations just so that he doesn't show any clipping, because he did mention in the comments that he didn't want to have the mod break the game pretty much. So as you can see on the screen right now, the field of view mod looks amazing. I like it a whole lot better. It actually makes me want to play more multiplayer, if that makes any sense, because I find it a more competitive view. I don't like the way the game looks normally with those huge weapons covering most of my screen. But it's only one of those things that it's aesthetic. You don't really have to get it if you don't want to. I prefer the way it looks compared to the original way, and if you guys want to check it out, don't forget to do so. I'll leave the link for both mods in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below with any suggestions or ideas. See you guys in the next one. Peace.